And we're back from the break. If you're just tuning in, remember you can go to thebeboldshow.com to catch everything you've missed. Our next guest is not a musician, but he's affiliated with Stars of the Future. We went into the day in the life of TV host and personality Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco is an entrepreneur, a radio presenter, a TV presenter, but really and truly I'm just a guy who's trying to make it, man. But I was born in Ghana when the coup happened, the first one, in '79 is when my family left. And at that point in time we moved to London. We were in London for a little while. I went to America, back to London, but I came back to Ghana for secondary school.
Okay.
And that's where I made most of my friends that know me here in Ghana. I was in Achimota, and I went through secondary school, finished Form 5. I was part of the original O levels. Yeah, so that should tell you kind of how old I am. But yeah, after that, I went back to England, did the rest of secondary school, university, and came back to Ghana every so often since then.
What did you study at university?
Business studies. My father was the ultimate businessman. I mean, he walked, talked, breathed other stuff, business, you know. So one thing up until now, I can go out, rave all night, whatever the case is, but no matter what, 6 o'clock in the morning, my eyes are open. And that was only because when I was with my dad, he always told me that businessman never sleeps. So now, you know, that's what's helped me with doing my morning shows.
All right, so the LBC resumes once again. The Live Breakfast Club. Have you paid your membership this morning? No? Have you had your breakfast this morning? We haven't either. Please deliver, please deliver ours before you eat yours. All right, now.
So that means you did not do anything with media when you were doing your
I had
uni?
no official media training.
Wow.
No, none at all.
So how did that come about?
I've been an entertainer since I was born. My parents, my family, everybody's known me as being this overactive, flamboyant impersonator.
AKA very annoying kid.
Yeah, I remember my dad calling me, Junior, come on. You know, I was like, what, Dad? He goes, oh, come and dance for my friends. I'm like, oh, really? Dance for your friends? You know, I'm not Michael Jackson, not yet. Yeah, but yeah, so it's always been in my blood.
That also means that you do a lot of different things. I mean, you present,
Yep.
you have a radio show.
Yep.
Do you act?
No, I've tried to stay away from acting.
Okay.
I did a couple of movies when I first came back to Ghana. And nothing to knock the actors at all. To be honest, it's actually a big pat on their back because I think they do really well. I can't handle it. I do a lot of adverts though. I do a lot of commercials. I like doing commercials because it's short and sweet. You know, you have a crew, you get out of it. But when it comes to acting, I think the fact that I had to be somebody else for a period of time kind of bugged me. And the roles I was getting were very stereotypical roles, you know. They were, oh, we want you to be a playboy. Already everybody thinks I'm a playboy. I don't want to go out
So
and
that
go be a
wouldn't help
playboy.
your
Yeah, you know, it doesn't. Yeah, so you know, I just try and stay in my lane. Yeah.
Now, why did you decide to come back to Ghana? I mean, you know, we have this discussion constantly where why do you not just stay in Europe? There's so many opportunities out there.
Yeah.
What made you come back?
Originally, it was actually my father passing away. My father passed away, and I had to come home and take care of the family business and whatever was happening here in Ghana. When that happened, it still took me a while from, you know, when he passed for me to actually move, because I had to sort out what was happening in England. At that point in time, I was married. I have a daughter. And so it wasn't just pack up, leave, and come to Ghana. I had to make sure everybody was okay in London as well as in Ghana at the same time. So I was kind of juggling two lives when I came back to Ghana. But when I did, one thing that gave me the assurance of coming back to Ghana was some of the friends that I have. And I always say that, you know, big shouts to peer pressure. Those guys, man, they've held me down from the very beginning. When I got here, they said that, you know what, when you get here, this is the plan, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And not everything worked out the way it was meant to, but it did kind of, you know.
So do you have any regrets that you moved back?
I don't have regrets. What I have are lessons that I've learned, which I can literally continue from.
People really see you as a role model. How do you handle that when people look up to you?
It's kind of surreal because I was a bad child. I was a really bad child. At one point in time, in secondary school, one of my teachers said to me, "Benny Ashan, you will never be nothing in life." And I said to her, "Wow, great." So, I mean, now, you know, I had an interview a little while ago, and I called her out. I said, you know, thank you to my teacher in school, said I'll never be anything because, you know, she drove me to do something with my life. When people give up on you and people think that you've got nowhere to go, I think that's the point where you either fight for what you can or want to do, or you flee and become exactly what they say or something worse. And I wasn't willing to do the latter.
Who are your role models?
My father was a big role model of mine. God rest his soul, he's passed away now. A lot of people saw the stuff I was doing in life, maybe said to themselves, he'll be okay, or maybe just said, you know what, forget him. But the people who actually came up to me and said, you know what you're doing is rubbish. Make sure you fix up, and all those are people that I would say that, you know, those are my role models. Yeah.
What advice do you have for all the young people watching you right now who would want to be in your shoes in a few years?
I'd say do what's good for you. Don't try and be in my shoes. That's the thing. My shoes will either be too tight, too big, too wide, you know, whatever the case is, and everybody's situation is different. A lot of people think I came to Ghana and automatically overnight I became a star, and it was all right. It was never like that. It was never like that. I went through my tough times. Like I said, I went through a divorce, almost lost my child, I've been broke. You know, all kinds of stuff has happened. But the simple fact that I've kept a smile on my face and kept on doing what I'm doing is what people see. And if that's what you need to do to get through, then make sure that you do that in order to get to your goals.
Wow.
Rebuilders, it is early in the morning. It's like 5:45 right now, and we're rushing to get to the Live FM studios because we're going to see Benny Blanco in action. He starts his show, I think, at 6 a.m. So we have to make the sacrifice and find him. So we're almost there. Let's see how he's doing.
Make sure you join us same time, same place tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. right here on the Live Breakfast Club. About to make way for Mr. Kwame Fachi, aka Swag, with the Lifestyle Cafe. So for now, we bid you all adieu. Time to wake up, brush your teeth, go forth and be a productive part of society. All right, but for now, we're out of here, people. Peace! Okay, so that's it for radio. It's just gone 10 o'clock, and as you know, that's not my only job. I present as well. So now I gotta go for some production meetings and get ready, because tomorrow I gotta go to Kumasi and do auditions for Icon. See you guys later, man.
And that was Benny Blanco, TV personality. Now, we all love a Be Bold Back to Ghana story, but then something so different about his story. It's a disadvantage of coming back and leaving the country that you're in.
Well, I think it was very much, I mean, he left England, came back to Ghana, and as a consequence, his marriage broke up.
That's sad. That's really sad.
But that's the sacrifice that he was willing to make, and clearly his wife didn't want to move back with him. So that is something I guess a lot of people in the diaspora who would want to come back also face. So it was an interesting discussion.
So in other words, leave the diaspora before you find somebody.
Or find someone who you know will also want to move back one day.
These are things that need to be discussed. But sometimes you find out later on in a marriage the things you want to do in life. So then what? You know, so it's tricky. It's really tricky. But let's discuss this online. How about that?
Hashtag
Facebook.
it.
Yeah, let's hashtag. How are we gonna hashtag it?
You'll see it right now. I think we should hashtag BB.
Diaspora no, that's too long.
We'll come up with something. You'll see it right here, right now.
Okay, now onto some business tips.
Suits or shirts are always a good idea for an interview. Do not wear anything that shows your cleavage or skirts that are too short. A suit or work shirt and dress pants are your best bet. Do not wear running shoes to an interview. Dress shoes or smart casual shoes are preferred. Remember, your appearance sets the tone to how seriously you will be taking. Make an effort.
Now we're back from watching do's and don'ts of dressing to an interview. Have you guys seen any faux pas that has really gotten to you?
Yes, please let me start with this one. I have had an interview. I interviewed someone and their nails. I know this about dressing, but it's all part of it. If you come and your nails are dirty,
And for me, I think it has to do with personal hygiene. If you smell from your mouth, if your clothes smell, if your armpits smell, it's just not a good representation of who you are. So make sure you brush your teeth, you know, put on some deodorant, smell fresh.
But what about the looks? We're talking about now. I guess for
ladies,
women,
not too much cleavage, you know.
yeah. For the
Short
guys,
skirts.
don't sag. Just have something very professional, like have a shirt at least well ironed, because if you come and it's like rumpled, even that is a problem if it's, you know, creased or something, because that just shows that, one, you didn't care that you were coming to iron your shirt to come. It's that simple.
And guys just wear the right shoes, because a lot of guys think it's okay to wear trainers because they're guys.
No, it's not right.
Anyway, we'll be back after this.